In the current chinuch system today, what happens when a bacher is caught talking to a girl, messing around with a girl, looking at porn? What message is he given? Number one, that's a bad thing. Number two, if he continues to do it, we're going to kick him out. And he has no place in the holy world of Torah and mitzvos if he does these things. Let's look for a second, what are the ramifications of the messages of this chinuch? Because I'll tell you, as many bachurim as I've sat with an equal amount of married men who try to live a married life with this chinuch. And what happens is, when they come into their intimate expression of their marriage, they still retain the same old messages. Which means that every time they're with their wife, they have a tainted understanding, this is something that's bad, and it will make me, it's not accepted, and it will make me lose my connection with Hashem. So they limit all of the expression of intimacy they can to what's necessary, to whatever is necessary to bring children, whatever ideas they have, what's necessary. But they're not satisfied, and the marriage doesn't grow. The love and the pleasure that can be expressed from one to another, and the building of the giving and receiving that is supposed to happen, that it's supposed to make the intimate experience, the foundation of a marriage, doesn't happen. And these two retain a very distant connection, like roommates, but are not deeply in love, not passionately in love. But that's the first problem. But the second problem is even worse. These needs are needs. Hashem put them in us. It's necessary like food. The Torah calls zivug achila. The Torah calls intimate connection eating. It's just as necessary to a person as food. And at a certain point, when this boy and this man denies his desires, at a certain point he breaks. And at a certain point he says, I can't take it anymore. I need to get this intimate need met. But instead of trying to find it with his intimate relationship with his wife, where it would make holiness and love, he already has the mindset that it's not holy, and he's embarrassed, and he would never show it to his wife, and he would never talk about it. So the only place he goes to look for it is in bad things that he knows are bad, because he assumes this bad need and this bad thing go together. So where does he find it? Prostitution, pornography, someone else's wife, children, and all of these things. The core of why he assumes that he needs to get it over there is the chinuch that he got when he was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, which taught him that this is bad, this desire is being bad. Even if the people didn't talk to him like that and say the essence of the desire is bad, but without talking about the positive expression, there's no way for a bacher to understand anything else. If all he hears is negative, 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 then he will assume intuitively that this desire is bad. It's imperative, as mechanchim, we start teaching young kids the holiness and the beauty of marriage, and the desire that they have within inside of themselves that comes when they hit puberty is the core of the most incredible relationship there is in this world. The foundation of a loving and holy marriage which brings Shekhinah into the world. And the more you use it in a more directive way and the more expressed it is in your marriage, the more love you will create. And the more affection between the two of you will create. And that's what Hashem wants. If we teach bachurim that, and then we teach them, but by the way, this expression of it, that is so easy to come by, girls or porn, this is not what you want. This will actually hurt that incredible goal. This will actually make it harder for you to get this amazing thing in your life, which will give you years of pleasure, and this thing will give you moments of pleasure, but years of loss. So you know what? This is not good for you. Don't do it. It's actually a bad expression of this desire, but there's a really good expression of this desire, which is what Hashem wants and is available to you. And all of your innate desires and all of your innate fantasies will be met over there, assuming that it's in a holy way. Between love, caring, and giving, as opposed to using and hurting and abusing. These are midos that any 10-year-old can figure out. We don't have to go into extreme detail. We just teach people midos. That when they have fantasies and they're exposed to things, always look at the midos. If it's a loving and giving, it's something that Hashem wants and is the potential in the future of your marriage. And if it's hurting and not caring and selfish, then that is from the other side. The more we teach people at a young age, the more they will have the kalim to make a beautiful marriage and stay away from the negative expressions. Hashem should give us das. He should give us truth, and He should let us teach our young children at a young age to be holy and happy and expressed in the proper way.